Welcome to the Tuesday Tea, everybody. My name's Maddie.
My name's Carly.
Today, we have a treat for you guys. We have a very special guest. Would you like to announce who it is?
Drum roll.
The
woman.
Drum roll. I forgot.
The woman herself, Kailey Dickerson.
Woohoo! You guys, this conversation,
Honestly,
a doozy.
literally, you're going to be entertained for days.
When you talk about the tea,
Yeah.
we get into it. So
We ran out of battery, literally. We had to film rapid fire questions on our iPhones because we ran out of battery. This is a good one, full of a lot of wisdom, testimony, real girlhood, friendships, stupid boys.
Yeah.
All the things.
All right. So without further ado, let's get into it.
Let's get into it. Thank you for being here.
Oh, I'm so happy to be here.
Yeah.
Get out of the house, have an adult conversation.
Wait, how old are your boys?
I was going to say.
Almost 5 and almost 2.
Aww.
The cutest children you could
They
ever
are.
make in your whole, like, oh my gosh.
They are so yummy right now. Brad is into making knock-knock jokes, which is hilarious to hear like a 1-year-old telling knock-knock jokes.
Wait, he can speak English?
Yes, he can speak English. I don't understand. I don't know, but both of my boys have talked and been like so articulate, so young.
He's one?
Yeah, he'll be 2 in October. So
Oh
like,
my gosh.
yeah,
That's impressive.
and he'll go, knock knock. And you're like, who's there? He'll go, Russell. And I'll say, Russell who? And he'll go, bah, and stick his tongue out. Because Russ always sticks his tongue out. I was like, that is hilarious.
They're so intuitive.
Oh my gosh.
It's precious. And he'll say, mommy. And then you say, mommy who? And he's like, I love you. It's too much for the heart.
Don't
guys.
do this
Yeah,
to
rip
us.
your heart out, stomping
Please.
on the
Too much.
floor. Oh my gosh.
It's
Baby
so
fever.
sweet.
Just
so sweet.
precious.
They're the best. Seriously.
I don't want kids.
You don't?
No, I do.
Oh.
Badly. This helps a lot.
They're the
so cute.
whole world. They're just, our world revolves around their little world.
Oh my
We
gosh.
try our best to like bring them into our
Yeah.
world and
Yeah.
take them and not have our life just revolve around people under 4 feet. But
Balancing act, I'm
Yeah.
sure.
It seems the touring schedule you do with bringing them along so consistently is normal. Like, I think it takes mega commitment, energy, effort, patience to do what you're doing. Like, they're
Yeah.
always on the road.
yeah, this year has been a little different because we had to bring people to our bus for like space sake because we had to hire more people. It's all good things. It's just like growing pains. And I was like, you know what? The touring isn't that bad to like justify doing another bus
Yeah.
because it's outrageous.
Yeah.
And I was like, I think we can kind of piece this together. So they haven't toured as much this year, which has been a little weird.
Okay.
But next year we'll have our own bus again.
When is he taking a break?
Never. The man never stops.
Holy
He's the
cow.
Energizer Bunny. Like,
Good for
just does not
him.
stop.
Because I feel like normally the artists I've supported, they, take 1 or 2 years off touring and then they go back and they do the whole headline and then they do support and then, you know what I mean? And then they do the
Yeah.
world.
I think at some point he will take a year off. COVID honestly came right
Yeah.
on time. Like he was on the verge of major burnout.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And as an Enneagram 7, which he is like high energy, go, go, go. But do you remember there was all those memes that were like, check on your Enneagram 7 friend, like being on lockdown?
Yes.
And it literally took until the summer of that year for him to be like, okay, I think I'm ready to go back outside, basically. And I was like, that took a lot longer than expected. And he's like, yeah, I think I was so burnt out.
Wow.
He needed it.
And he was just run ragged. Yeah. And so he has a really great team now that we're like actually rested and it's like
Mhm.
intentional touring. And it's been such a game changer. He just loves it. He loves performing. Like, I think it would just kill him to not.
I've only gone on 2 tours and it is so fun and life-giving, but it also, I've never done it with a spouse or kids. It will also destroy you if you don't take care of yourself. And I've heard from artists I've worked for where it's just absolutely knocked them down if you're not really intentional.
Yeah, you don't realize how much the travel takes.
Oh my gosh.
Like, it's like not just that you're up every night till like 1 a.m. Because
No.
you get off stage at midnight and your adrenaline's still going and everyone's hanging out. But it's the sleeping while you're moving. Like, you wake up to every bump and you're like, oh my gosh, I hope we're not going off the road. Like, it takes a lot of trust to be like, I really hope that person driving doesn't
Oh my
fall
gosh.
asleep.
Oh my
Our driver
gosh.
actually had a heart attack driving at the same time.
I was going to say my biggest fear is a flat tire or something like that happening.
Oh my
We had a
gosh.
bus start on fire one time. That happened.
While driving.
Yeah.
In
like,
the
and it
middle
was-
of the night?
Yeah, and we were asleep. And they came and like knocked on the door, and I had to like throw on leggings and like hop off the bus. Like, you have minutes to get off the bus. Luckily, the driver had
I'm so sorry.
had seen the spark or whatever and off the back and killed the engine like immediately, because that's what keeps it from basically exploding. And our room was in the back.
Oh my gosh.
Crazy.
Oh my gosh.
And then our driver, we were leaving our anniversary, and he had to get to Chicago and for a show. And he comes and knocks on the door at 3 a.m. and was like, "Hey, I can't stop throwing up." So I parked us at a hospital, and
Casual, just drove
and I was
myself
like,
to the hospital.
"Okay." And he's like, "I'm
On
going
a
to go
tour
in and
bus.
get some IV, and like, I'll be right back." And I was like, "Okay." And I was like, something doesn't feel right.
Yeah.
Like, there's no way. So it's middle of the night, and I'm calling the other bus to see if they know. No
Yeah.
one's waking up.
Yeah.
Like, it was crazy. Eventually, our tour manager and I problem solved to get a car service to come get him to the Knoxville airport, to get on the last flight to Chicago, and then a car had to come pick him up.
Oh my
I
gosh.
mean, he made it. He made the show.
Uh-huh.
And come to find out, our driver, one of the symptoms apparently of a heart attack is throwing up.
Really?
And he had like a full-on heart attack driving us.
And he didn't even know.
And he didn't know. And he
Oh,
parked us.
thank
And I looked out the
God.
window in the morning, and I was like, we're like outside Knoxville, and it looked like an animal hospital. And I was like, oh dear God.
Oh, I was picturing this huge hospital.
No. I was
An
like, it
animal
looked
hospital.
like a place the animals go. And I was like, this can't be safe.
Sweet man.
And
He's
so they
like,
had
"Help."
to send a driver to pick me and the kids and my mom up. We were
Oh my
on the bus.
gosh.
And then drive us back, and his daughter had to come get him because he stayed there for like days.
Oh
and then
my
he had to get
gosh.
surgery. It was a whole thing. Yeah.
Sir, stay off the
Wow.
road.
I know. No, well, he drives us again now. He's healthy. He's safe. They check his
good.
heart all the time.
Okay,
Good.
good.
We call him Pop Pop.
He's
Pop Pop.
fine.
He's the best. His name's William, but his grandkids call him Pop Pop.
Aw.
And so
Sweet
my
William.
kids call him Pop. He's the bonus grandparent. It's so sweet. When he
Oh my
retires, I will
gosh.
bawl my eyes out. I will definitely bawl
Aw.
my eyes
A
out.
good bus driver is key.
Would you say that that was the most craziest thing that's happened to you on tour? Or do
Probably.
you have like any stories that stand out?
That's probably the craziest.
Okay.
There's always something wild,
Yeah.
like someone will hop on stage or like,
Wait, really?
yeah.
Oh my
but then
gosh.
security just like takes them out or
Okay.
like,
You take him out.
yeah, yeah.
It's me.
There's been a couple flashers.
Flashers.
dear.
Mhm.
Please.
I
Women
know. Oh, I know.
or men?
Women.
I'm assuming women. Okay.
I'm like, y'all, every man on this stage is married. Have some respect for
Yeah.
yourself
Yeah.
and for them. Sorry.
Brutal.
That's always crazy and kind of just like unnecessary.
Right.
There hasn't been that many of them, honestly. His fans are overall very cool and like respectful
Mm-hmm.
of like us and our family.
Mhm.
And we're friends with a lot of them. Like, it's been really cool. Like, I think I had big fears about it when we started dating, being like,
Yeah, because that's what I think about. Like, if I were to be with someone who toured a lot, I feel like I would have a lot of reservations about that.
yeah, I did.
So you did?
Mhm,
How did you kind of get over those?
Well, he is just a good person.
Oh.
But I had been cheated on prior.
Mm.
We were friends for 2-something years.
Yeah.
And when he was like, I like you, I was like, okay, I like you too. But like, I don't think I want to do this.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this is the most quintessential, like, unfaithful
Mhm.
career. And my heart was just so shattered by that. And he was just, I mean, it's so cute. Like, Nicholas Sparks couldn't even write it this good. It was just like, I can't tell you that you can trust me. I'm just going to have to show you. And I was like,
please, goodbye.
okay.
A man written by a woman.
Sure.
The
Yeah.
I was
phrase.
like, okay,
Yeah.
I guess, but this is like learning the hard way. Like, this is like learning the long way. After my heart had been broken, I did that all my way. I was like,
Mm.
he's the one. We'd been best friends since 8th grade.
Mm.
I was like, we're going to get married and whatever. And I finally was like, God, I just want your best for me.
Mhm.
And I'm willing to let you make this decision. And honestly, I kind of prayed that he would cheat on me. I did pray. I was like, if I'm not supposed to be with him, he's
Make
going to
it
have to
known.
cheat on me
Yeah.
because I won't see it.
Mhm.
And in 2 years, he never cheated on me. And then after I prayed that, he cheated on me
You're
like 6
kidding me.
times.
So how old were you at this
Whoa.
time?
I was 20 when I broke up with him.
Oh, wow.
Mhm.
And were you already friends with Russell at this point?
He transferred in my sophomore year, and I broke up with my ex going into junior year.
Okay. So you
How
guys
did-
were
so-
already friends.
But
Okay.
that's like kind of why I don't really remember meeting him. We were just in class together.
Yeah.
And he was
Yeah,
just
you're
like,
not,
oh,
like,
it's my friend
looking-
Russ. Yeah.
Yeah.
I wasn't like, oh, is that
You
my
didn't
future
notice him.
husband?
Yeah.
Because I thought I was dating him.
Yeah.
Wait, how did you find out he was cheating on you?
He told me.
Oh. An honest man.
Yeah.
Well.
Yeah.
Well.
No, he got there. He did get there because we went on a missions trip that summer to Guatemala, somewhere. And he like gave his life to the Lord on that trip.
Oh, okay.
And we went to, this is actually really cool. We went to Kairos. Is that still a thing down here? At Brentwood Baptist. It was like a Tuesday night.
Okay.
Like college age Bible study, whatever.
Nice.
And I'll never forget, the pastor stood on the stage and he was doing a series on love. And he was like, men, be the kind of guy that when she doesn't end up with you, because odds are she won't, be the kind of man that he can walk up to you and say, thank you for taking care of her.
Oh my gosh, I've heard that quote before and I'm like, woof, that did something
and
to
I was
me.
like, oh my gosh, that's so great, whatever. I shared with like 5 girls and we went in my room and he was like, I have to tell you something.
Ugh.
And he was like, what he said tonight, whoever you marry will not be able to say that to me.
Oh my
And I was like, you cheated on me. And he was like, yeah. I mean, I cried for days.
Of course.
I was just so insistent. I was like, it's him. And I just tried to force it. And so many of my friends were like, I only loved him because you loved him. That's when you know
that always
bad.
comes out after, though.
Yeah.
And you're like, really?
Or like, he's not good. I'm like, you don't know him like I do. I'm like, that's a red flag if you ever have to say that.
Preach.
So anyway, and then after that, I was just like, God, I just want your best for me, whoever it is. Like, freely give, freely take. I don't want what I want anymore. I want what you want.
Okay. And you and Russell were friends at this point?
Okay.
Okay.
And so I dated like a couple guys.
Uh-huh.
I would take like 2 weeks to pray it because I was like, oh, this is fun though. You know?
Yeah.
And then I'm like, okay, it's time. And I would pray it and we would literally just stop talking.
Really?
What was your prayer? Is this right for
can
me?
you
Like, God,
give us
I just
word
want
for
your
word?
best. I want your best for me. If he's not your best for me, take him.
I feel like I've heard that prayer so much and I've prayed that before and nothing happens. And now you could say like, maybe it's like the analogy where they're like, God save me. And they send a lifeboat and it's like, no, that's not God or whatever. But it's clear there's so much power in prayer. And truly, if you're surrendering, like genuinely surrendering and looking, you're going to see it or you're going to have peace about it or conviction about it.
Yeah. And I mean, I obviously had to break up with him.
Yeah.
You know, there's time, like, I always followed exactly that piece.
Yeah.
Like, I did break up with a couple, now that I think about it, because I didn't have peace.
Yeah.
And then as soon as I did, I'd be like, hey, this isn't really working.
Where was Russell in all this? Was he was dating other people too?
Yeah.
And you guys were just friends?
Like, I remember giving him like dating advice.
Classic.
And was any part of you like, come here, you stinker?
Yes. When I was single at a graduation party. So I broke up with my ex beginning of junior year. And then by May, we were at a graduation party together. And I had gone like, I was at some party he wasn't at. And I was like, where is Russell?
I miss him.
And I went and literally picked him up from another party and like brought him to the party. And like the writing was on the wall. Like we were obsessed with each other. And I just didn't have any idea.
Oh, I'm obsessed.
Aww.
And then finally we were on the side of this house at a graduation party. And I was giving him every sign. Like, I'm leaning against the wall. He's right here, like his hands up, the whole thing. And I literally was like, are you going to kiss me or what?
Literally.
The song, which like, didn't even exist at the time. I was
Yeah.
like, oh my gosh. And when that song came out, I was like, this is exactly what happened with us.
Aw.
And he, that little turkey, was just like, I've never made the first move.
Ew.
And I was like,
bye.
rude, gross. I literally was like, well, then this is never happening, is what I said.
Wow.
And then he grabbed me and kissed me, and it was cute.
Let's go.
So I was his first move ever. I was like, man, these girls are just really throwing themselves.
Seriously.
Have some respect,
I'm going to give you an
ladies.
opportunity to lead.
Yeah, but
Take
also,
it.
that's also kind of why it was able to fizzle out those other ones, because I never initiated. So I was never going to be the first to text
Right.
in a
So
day.
you just kind of had to like wait it out.
Yeah, so I would always wait it out. And if
Yeah.
it just fizzled, it fizzled. But then he never fizzled. And I remember, well, we did break up for a month, but I remember being like, God, I'm serious.
Yeah.
Like, if this is not it, you have to take him, because I am emotionally attached.
Yeah.
I care about him so much. And so when we broke up, I was like, okay, you give and take away. Like, you can take him away. And if he's not your best for me, that's okay. But I remember thinking, I can't imagine how you can top this.
Aw.
You know, like there is no better for me than this
Yeah.
person. And brought that right back around.
Wait, so
Oh
why did you
my
guys break
gosh.
up?
He will tell you out of his own mouth. I won't be accusatory, but he will be like, I was an idiot. Honest truth was like, I'm about to go be famous. And like, I don't want to be tied down. He had this illusion of what his life was going to look like. And he had to go live it for a sec. Like, he had never made out with a girl after a show. And he did. and while we were broken
Bucket
up,
list.
you know, and he was, but
Please.
I love when he tells it because he's just like, what? Like, he's just so, he didn't want to be monogamous, but he is. He's just so monogamous. Like, even when we broke up, he's like, I want to be single. He found himself in a relationship immediately and like told the girl, was like, I'm not going to be in a relationship, and just can't help himself. Like, he just doesn't know.
Yeah. He's a relationship
He's
man.
a relationship guy. The man has a big heart, you know?
Yeah.
So it all worked out. And it was almost like kind of my Isaac situation. Like, I was like, I have to lay him down.
Mm-hmm.
And I got way closer with the Lord in that season. Like, I needed that season too. It wasn't just, I would redo that season 100 times because
oh my gosh,
I know that I know it's him, and so does he.
Mm-hmm.
And there's just such a peace that comes with that.
So what year was that?
Great question. 2010.
2010 was
Right?
Wow.
the
So
breakup.
No,
in
11.
2011.
That's when I graduated college. Yeah, it was after graduation.
Okay.
it's almost 15 years.
Yeah.
You've
Holy
been together.
smokes.
That's so
I
cool.
know, isn't that crazy? Yeah.
Okay, so crazy story. Speaking of you praying, God, take him from me if he's not meant for me. In 2020, I was engaged already at this point, right? 2020,
Mm-hmm.
2019.
Sounds about right.
Okay, I got engaged in 2019, end of 2019, into 2020, before COVID. I was in Germany. And I felt so much doubt and I could not place it. I was struggling so bad. And in our prior episodes, Maddie and I talk about it all the time. Like, we can't place it. They're good guys. It feels right. But there was just something that was like, I need to figure this out of like what this is, because this can't feel right. Like, maybe it's me, maybe it's cold feet, or maybe it's God being like, hey, I don't think this is right because you don't feel peace. And so I'll never forget where I was. I was in a field in Germany. I had rented a bike and biked out to this field. I went in the podcast app and I searched peace in relationships or doubt in relationships, and yours came up.
What?
And I listened to it, and I'll never forget, this was in 2020. You talked about laying down. I don't know if you'll remember this, but you talked about laying down and you felt like a blanket of peace. But it had to do, I think, with breaking up and with Russell, like something about that. And there are so many listeners we have that are struggling with doubt in relationships and they can't put their finger on it. I think if there's cheating and certain toxic or unhealthy behaviors, that's one thing. But for the people that are like just struggling with doubt and trying to be aligned with the Lord and do the right thing, even if it's scary and they don't know what's on the other side, you spoke into me and
That's crazy.
Literally crazy. The craziest thing. I remember telling her that and she's like, you have to tell her that.
Yes.
But that stuck with me, of just like the blanket of peace you feel when you're aligned with God, even if it's scary. It doesn't mean you're going to have like a steady heart rate.
Yep. And I actually experienced it 2 different ways.
Okay.
Interestingly enough.
Yeah.
So when I broke up with that ex-boyfriend, I had forgotten that I prayed that he would cheat. And I, in the moment when he confessed it all to me, I was like, you're a Christian now, and it's my job to forgive you. And so I kept dating him.
Yeah.
And I was like, we can move forward. This can be a clean slate. Like, we can start over. And all of a sudden, one night, I remembered that I prayed that. And I was like, oh, I have to end it right now. And I called him because we were long distance. And he was like, you're calling me to do this? Like, you're not even going to come see me? I just remember being like, do you honestly think you're worth 8 hours in the car? Because he was like 4 hours away from me. I was like, I'm not making a round trip for this. I don't think you do that. I feel bad about that now. But at the time, I was like, still dealing with it. And all of a sudden, the same thing happened. I was laying in my bed, and he was screaming at me on the phone, which also, red flag. Russell's never raised his voice at me in my life. But I was so used to it, I didn't notice that that's not good. And all of a sudden, same thing, blanket of peace, just like fell on me, breaking up with him. And he was like, I knew what the ring looked like. I knew how I was going to propose to you. Like, it's like my alternate reality. Like, I would have a totally different life. And I was like, there's truly nothing you can say to me that will talk me out of what I am feeling right now.
It's literally
feel so much
peace
that you can't talk me out of this.
Yeah.
Right.
And then I almost, fast forward 3 years, I almost broke up with Russell right before he broke up with me, because he didn't tell me that he was planning on saying I love you till he would propose to someone. He didn't want to say it and take it back. He didn't inform me of that. So we're 10 months into dating, and I'm like,
what's going on?
I know you love me. You just don't have the guts to tell me. And that's like really unattractive to me.
Yeah.
Because how are you going to like lead our family if you can't even say like something fun and exciting, you know? So I go home. His roommate had just said he loved who he was dating after like 2 weeks. And I was like, I'm going to burn the house down. I have to leave.
You're like,
And
that is where I draw the line.
That
Thank you
was
so
like,
much.
I made up some excuse. I was like, I'm going home. Sobbed the whole way home.
Oh.
And I was like, I'm about to break up with my best friend. And I got in the house and I was like, please don't let my roommates be awake because I do not want to talk about it. I just want to go into my bed and cry. And for whatever reason, I laid there. I was like, I feel like you've shown me like these little breadcrumbs all along, like small little trust moments. And I don't know why I prayed that. Like I did several years as a missions photographer and like saw some wild and crazy, amazing God things. But like I grew up Presbyterian and I had not been on the real mission field at this point. You know, like I'd done like travel here and there, but it wasn't the same. And not joking, same thing happened, but telling me to do the opposite thing, you know? And my whole body, this time, it was like almost baptism by fire. It was like my whole body set on fire, like tingling like your foot fell asleep kind of.
Oh my gosh.
And this weight just like fell on me. And I just started hysterically laughing. I can still, like I had my hands on top of the covers and I woke up like that the next day. Like I didn't even move in the night. And I was like, God, please don't go. Like I don't even care about Russell. Like it was so wild. And I was like just hysterically laughing because I was like, this can't be real.
Oh my gosh.
And I had so much joy and I was like, okay, fine. I won't break up with him. And then 1 month later, he broke up with me.
You're like, what in the world?
And so when he was
here?
like, you're not the one, I was like, I mean, I looked at him dead in the face. He started crying first. Like I had so much peace in that moment because of what I had experienced.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
And I was like, you're wrong.
That's the spirit.
I was like, but go do whatever you have to do.
And a month later?
And a month later, we got back together. But he started crying. And I was like, why are you crying? He's like, you're my best friend. And I was like, yeah, I don't know why you're doing this.
Yeah, you're like,
he's like, but we'll stay friends. And I was like, oh, like, hell
yeah.
that is messy. Yeah. You do not get me in your life
Holy
if I'm not in your
smokes.
your life. Like that is not happening.
Did that feel so conflicting and confusing to you after what you had just experienced?
I still had so much peace. And
You,
it's
like,
so
knew.
funny because he describes it that he's like, when I drove away, every ounce of peace left my body.
Oh my gosh.
So we went through like the exact same thing, but like God was comforting me.
Yeah. That gives me chills. It's
And
like so clear.
he was like, I will take my peace from you. So you know that this is not right.
Just
and
seeing like God's protection over you, and that is wild.
Great. It was such a crazy thing.
Yeah.
And it also shows like that is a perfect example. It's obviously a small example, but a perfect example of you have free will. Even if you feel like you know God's next step for you, you can choose to walk away from it. Obviously, it was very temporary, and now you guys are freaking flourishing with the two cutest babies in the whole world.
And I told him when we were getting back together, I was like, well, I didn't know if we were getting back together. We started like talking through things. And I said, I don't know what I believe about like soulmates and is there one, the one? And I was like, honestly, I do think that because like how much more, like if God calls you to like a career path or like you have a calling on the earth, right? How much more is he going to call you to a person? It's such like an important decision that dictates so much of your life. Like, of course, like he knows the numbers of hairs on your head. Like, of course he's going to care who you become one with and like represent him in the earth. So of course, but I was like, why would I be punished if you messed it up? Is what I said. I was like, I don't know if I believe that anymore if we don't get back together. Because why would I be punished because you can't figure it out?
Yeah, see, that's my issue with like the soulmate thing is like if one person chooses to not like follow Jesus in that way and follow what they believe God's plan is for their life, messes literally everything up for the rest of eternity.
I think it kind of comes down to that verse that's like he foreknew, so he predestined.
Yeah.
You know, it's like he knows the future, so it's like a whole predestination.
Yeah. We talk about that a lot. That's why I look at it.
I kind of think that's where it lands for me.
Yeah.
Is like he knows, but also if you submit to him, he wants to give you, like you can pursue a career or you can pursue a calling.
Yeah.
And like we have so much peace in what we're in because I know that I know that I know God has called him to this.
Yeah.
Like if it all went away, could he go be a banker? Sure. Maybe not. He has too much ADHD.
Sweet teller. Russell the bank teller.
Honestly, he'd be a fire hibachi chef.
I
Honestly,
bet.
can you imagine?
The hat.
He would still have to perform in some capacity, you know?
He has to.
But I do think like he foreknows. And so he calls. And when you submit and lay things down, he wants to give you the desires of your heart because he puts them in there for you, you know?
Preach.
It's a circle.
Oh, we've talked about it probably for hours.
Yeah.
Okay, but speaking of career, let's talk about the Yours music video.
Yes.
You guys were in a waiting season for so long from him grinding and putting in so much work only to watch everyone else in your community maybe thrive. A hard season where you need to be patient.
Yeah.
Walk us through what happened with the Yours music video. The song everyone knows now.
Yeah.
But the trials that came before, I'm sure a lot of people aren't privy to.
Yeah, it was a silent season for sure. Like he wrote it 6 months after we got married. So like he didn't even have, when we first got married, he got dropped from his pub deal.
Oof.
And so he made $0.
Wait, so you're telling me Yours wasn't your first dance?
No.
What was your first dance?
It was actually Kit Moore, Hey Pretty Girl.
Stop.
Cute.
Yeah. Hey pretty girl, won't you look my way? Okay.
I mean, we've been friends with him forever too. And all of a sudden, like maybe last year, I was like, have we ever told you that you were our first dance song?
That's
he was
hilarious.
like, what, guys? Like, I would have brought you on stage all this time, you know?
That's a soothing one.
It's a cute one.
Yeah,
it has a tricky time signature if you get nerdy about music, where we didn't really think that through. It's kind of hard to dance to.
Oh.
It like switches it up a little bit.
Because, wait, why?
I don't know. Russ can tell you better. I think it goes from like 4/4 to 3/4 at some point.
Yeah.
So it changes the whole.
Yeah, you've lost me right there from the 4/4 to 3/4.
I technically have a degree in music, but I don't use
Is that
it. That's the most I've used it in a long time.
Yeah. Counts? Okay, got it. Okay, tell us about Yours.
Yes.
The music video.
So, yeah, I was the sugar mama.
Yeah, you were.
Yeah. We made a whole $12,000 the first year we were married. Yeah, we were praying fishes and loaves over our money because we had nothing and our rent was $900. So like I shopped at Aldi every single day. I like used that quarter in the grocery cart. I don't know how we survived, honestly. And then the Yours video. So I was doing photo video. I was doing weddings. The first music video I ever did was for Norah Jones because my brother was a director on that and he brought me in. Like, it was crazy. I had a whole business, a whole other life. And I don't know why it didn't cross my mind, but when everyone was saying no, like he had Yours, he had Blue Tacoma, and he had Every Little Thing on a little EP and brought it to every label in town, and they all were like, no.
You're kidding.
And so honestly, it was like such protection still. It's like we weren't, his label actually didn't even exist at that point.
Oh my gosh.
And so he was their very first artist. I mean, it was a wild thing. So like it was such God's timing and the whole process. And everyone had said no. And all of a sudden it just dawned on me. I was like, why don't I make your music video? I do this for other people. Why am I not doing this for you?
Yeah.
I think it's because we needed my money. Yeah. So because it was going to be free, I wasn't thinking about it.
Yeah. Like,
and so we say it's a $6 music video because of gas money. But so we were headed out of the house and I was like, I kind of want to test like half speed, not full slow-mo, but like half slow-mo. And I had never done that. And so I was like, let's go shoot test footage to like make sure this works. And we're headed out of the house and he had workout shorts on. And I was like, just get dressed just in case. And he was like, okay, get dressed. We go out to the road and all of a sudden the storm starts rolling in. And I was like, oh my gosh. His best friend, Ben, was driving the SUV and I sat in the back with the hatch open and a tripod. And I'm just like sitting there rolling focus, like doing the whole thing. And we're just driving up and down this road over and over. And the storm starts rolling in. And I'm like, Russell, go run it back. Like we're doing it. And it just starts. I was like, God, I need the rain to come once I have everything shot. So like once I have everything, like open the heavens. And literally it just started pouring down rain. There was lightning all in the background. My friend kept calling and messing up the playback because we had a basement and there were tornado warnings. So she was trying to go to my basement and I answered the phone and she's like, can we go to your basement? And I was like, yeah, sure. Stop calling me. I'm shooting music videos. She's like, outside? And I was like, yes.
This is the most expensive phone call.
I said, I need you to stop calling me. You keep interrupting the playback.
Yeah.
She's like, you are out of your mind. I'm going to your basement. I was like, okay.
That's so funny.
We did that and brought that video to SiriusXM. And they were like, I'm putting it on.
You're kidding. I didn't know that part.
Wait. How long did it take you to like edit it?
Not that long.
Just whipped it together.
Yeah. I loved editing. That was super fun for me.
But how can a music video get him known versus like his music that actually currently exists? You know what I mean? Like, why is the music video pushing it over the edge?
I don't know. I don't know. It was
God,
it was
obviously.
it was like, yeah.
Oh, sorry,
Kailey.
Skills, I'm so sorry. What a dumb question. Of course.
No, it's true though. Like I still don't know. Like it was just such a God thing, and I don't know if it showed what's really special about it, because it took me a while to be like, what is it? Like obviously the rain's cool.
Yeah.
Fun fact, we had to turn it black and white because the brake lights were flashing on him. So it'd be red And I was like, okay, so this has to be black and white. Cool. I think why it's so powerful is he's literally singing to me.
Oh,
literally. Yeah. So like I am the face behind the camera.
Right.
And so like when he's singing like that and like beating his chest or like whatever, it's like, it's just real. He's ordinarily he's singing to like some dude he doesn't know.
Yeah.
Like I've watched other music videos happen since, you know, and it's a different vibe.
Yeah.
And so I think that's kind of what did it. And then it ended up like being nominated for a CMT and like all this crazy stuff. It didn't win, but it was like breakout video nomination. I was like, this is amazing.
Kailey.
I was like, $6 in gas money. Like that's.
And you also did his album cover, right?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Did a couple of those. I co-directed the Blue Tacoma music video and the Love You Like I Used To music video.
You're kidding.
What a power team you guys
are. I was going to say.
I'm kind of retired now.
I was going to say, are you still involved in any of the creative?
Yes. I'm this, he calls me, what is it? The CCO, Chief Creative Officer.
Hailey Bieber.
Yes. Is that what she does? I don't know.
For Road Beauty.
Oh, okay.
After she sold it.
Yeah, it's just essentially overseeing. Like, so I brought in one of my best friends who has a whole company that does branding and visuals and makes everything cohesive and does merch. And she's incredible. She had a couple clients before us, and I was pregnant with Remy. And I was like, I'm hiring you because I'm about to be a mom, and I'm not trying to be the one fixing the merch and the ad mat at 6 a.m. because it's coming out at 10.
The freaking ad mat, I swear.
There have been some bad ones. I was like, wait, someone was about to release this? It looks like an exorcism.
The amount of spell checks. Thank God I won the spelling bee because like how
I'm so proud of you.
Congratulations. Did you really win a spelling bee?
5th grade.
Wow.
New Berlin. Thank
I'm Star
you.
Trek.
Thank you. Yes. Like Chicago being spelled wrong. And it's just like this past how many people?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
The ad mat is where it basically shows all the dates and all the shows.
The tour.
The tour.
Yeah.
It's like the image that goes out. Yeah, you don't have time for that.
No, we were like in Italy on tour, and one of the ad mats was supposed to go out, and it was so atrocious that I literally was like, fine. Like everyone's at dinner in Florence, and I'm sitting on my computer at this table, like fixing this ad mat because it was so bad.
Brutal.
Anyway, my friend is better than me at this. It's a beautiful thing. And so like I saw this video of this girl boss who was like, this is how you scale a company. And it was saying how essentially you do everything yourself at first. And I was like, check.
Yeah.
And then you hire generalized people who help you.
Outsource.
And then you hire specialized people who are better than you. And you oversee the people who are better than you.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my gosh, I accidentally did this. Like I made the merch, I made the website, I drove the van, I sold the merch, I did the photos, I did all those little highlight things after a show. That's honestly where I got good at editing. And I was like, all my practice.
But I love that because
now I do nothing.
Boots on the ground. Like you crushed it. You did it. It's okay. This sounds ridiculous, but like I could hire someone to mow my lawn, but I mow my lawn, or I could hire someone to plant the flowers. I have some help, but I plant the flowers, and you do the same thing. Like she has done the whole thing with her ex and her dad, and it's so rewarding to be able to be like, I'm boots on the ground, and I became an expert in it, but now I know when to outsource. And you did it on accident, but it is kind of cool instead of just like outsourcing from the beginning, and you really don't have visibility into what's actually going on.
Yeah.
And also how fun to do it as a partnership.
Yeah.
Like that is
it
so
just makes
beautiful.
us appreciate our people too.
Yeah.
Because I'm like,
you know how hard
I look at the merch guy and I'm like, yeah, that he's doing it on a scale I never even saw remotely. But like, I'm just so grateful.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm so grateful when my friend is doing this merch and doing the 15th round.
Yeah. And you can also bless her or him.
Yeah, her. Yeah.
Through giving her a job, basically.
Yeah.
And like,
it's
I'm going to
awesome.
bless
and it's so fun to work together. And like, even as managers, they're just so great that like, I finally am in this place that I just kind of get to sit back and be like, yes, no, yes, no. And when mostly just visual stuff.
Yeah.
And sometimes song notes, I'll like, be like, well, maybe say that a little different. Because I care a lot about words. Like the music itself, I don't care.
Yeah.
But like lyrically, I'll be like, maybe say it like that.
Yeah. That is so fun.
It is
really
what
a fun position to be in
I
after a lot of
know.
hard work and a lot of trial and patience.
But honestly, like I have so much comfort in the fact that like every story God writes is the slow story. Like there's the wait, there's the time, there's the patience, there's the sacrifice, there's like doing it his way is never the fast, immediate.
And ruthless elimination of hurry, John Mark Comer, is immediate gratification.
Yeah.
And why is it not happening?
I'll never forget Craig Wiseman He's one of the biggest songwriters of all time. He wrote Live Like You're Dying, casual.
Great song.
Yeah. Just for example, he wrote like Hillbilly Bone. He wrote like all these things. His wife said to me one time, because they believed in us really early on, and they actually offered Russell the same deal that Florida Georgia Line took. But Russell turned it down. He didn't feel good about it. It wasn't our team. And I said to KK, I said, thank you so much for like believing in us. Because we saw like down the line after like FGL had fully blown up. We were on a cruise. We were on their cruise. And I was like, it will always mean so much to us that y'all believed in us, like from the start. And she goes, honey, I will believe in you too till the day I die. Oh my God. And she goes, I've been in this a long time. And trust me when I say as fast as they come is as fast as they go.
Please.
Wow.
And she goes, you will be here for a long time. And I was like, and that just like sustained us, like in the waiting and the
That's it. I think that's God like speaking through people. How long was the season of the waiting and the working?
Honestly, now.
That's a long time.
Long time. Yeah, it happened to me is the first time it feels like we're not pushing something up a hill. It feels like we pushed a boulder up a mountain, and now the boulder is rolling down the hill, like, and we're trying to hang on,
Oh.
It's like finally the first time.
Gosh.
And it's the right time.
And
like
you have 2 babies on your hip.
Yeah. But we're just so settled and sure of who we are, who God has called us to be. Our team is so solid and safe and trustworthy. And like, we're just experiencing things we'd never experienced before. And it's like the right time and the right people. It's just awesome. We just keep being like, thank you, God. Like, thank you, God.
Yeah.
He honestly did get a word on one of my mission trips things that I was filming, and he would go lead worship. We were in London or outside of London. And this guy from the stage, we call him the prophecy stealer because like everywhere we would go, they'd be like, you. And it was always Russell.
Sorry.
I'm like, is it because he's so tall? Like, what is it?
Yeah.
But the man has an anointing on his life. And he was like, you're on the fast track. You'll do what people do in 10 years. You'll do 10 times as fast.
Oh my gosh, Kailey.
And so he's like, you're going to be in front of millions of people. I don't know what you do. So we're like, sweet, fast track. We're dating at the time. And probably a year or two ago, we were talking. He's like, bro, where is the fast track? Because I think that guy was wrong. And now how fast this song has gone, I'm like, oh, here it is. But like, we're ready for it. Like the foundation's right.
Yeah. But I'm sure before this, you probably felt like, why is it not happening?
Oh,
but
for
now
sure.
that it's happening, you're like, oh.
And it's always right before you kind of give up. Like he had got to a place of like, I don't know how much longer I can push.
Holy cow, what a testimony.
And there it was. It was like just around the corner.
When did the single come out? Was it a single or was it an album?
And it was Grat Track. We had no idea. It was like, hey, just give like an album preview. We had no clue it was going to like absolutely, it wasn't like, oh, we're putting this song out and it's going to change our lives. It just came out and it changed our lives.
I'm so happy to hear
it's
that.
So great.
What
like
a blessing.
It came out 2 weeks before his Nashville show, I remember, because everyone was like flabbergasted at the Nashville show because people were screaming immediately, like louder than they do for any of the main singles. Like, and it had been out for 2 weeks. So that was April.
Jeez.
And then the venues, they're like having to change them. They're like doubling in size. And it's just like all finally, like it's so, you just love to see a good guy win,
Totally. Oh my gosh.
It's so rewarding when you see the good one win.
The underdog.
Yes. Yeah.
Not even, but 100%.
No, he was. I love a Cinderella story. I love an underdog.
Yeah.
And the Lord knew that and sure just made me marry one.
But something to be said about like someone that really put it in and it didn't get because of the connections and didn't get there because of who they knew.
Yeah.
It's just clearly God's anointing.
Yeah, no, seriously. God was like, I'm going to be the one that's going to get the credit. Okay, thanks.
Truly. It could only be him.
Because it could, like all of our friends did take us on tour and it could have been the connection. And like we've had all of those things happen.
Yeah.
And it wasn't that.
It could only be him. I don't know where we pick up.
I don't either. Where did we
talk to me about sex?
Honestly, when we were first married, I talked about it a lot. Like
with him or with other people?
Like on podcasts and stuff.
Oh, did you really?
I did talk about like our dating history, but I talked about how like it was like a goal of mine to have sex every day. Like when we first freshly married, newlyweds. And honestly, like I'm so glad. Like obviously we have children now, and like that's just not the case anymore. But we had nothing going on, as we've established. When I think of like our early days, I'm like, wow, we really just like filled wells with each other that like we're still drawing from,
Mm-hmm.
you know? And I learned how much I also needed it back. It wasn't just like, I think it's such a lie that people are like, he needs sex. I'm like, no, you do too. And just there's like, it's cyclical. It's like girls want the flowers and the romance to want to, but then once they do, that brings out, that's when like they release like oxytocin,
right?
And that's when the breastfeeding hormone, like that bonds you to someone. And that's why you can't just be like so haphazard with it. Like you actually chemically are bonding yourself to someone.
Yeah.
And that's where they get mushy. And then the next day is when they get you the flowers.
Yeah.
So like if you just keep that up, you get flowers all the time.
Yeah.
Life is good.
It works for both of you guys.
Yeah.
No, I love that. I feel like sex like before marriage and like the reason behind waiting is such an important thing to talk about, but I feel like a lot of people don't really talk about it in today's day and age.
Yeah.
I'm passionate about it.
Yeah.
But I don't know that I've really talked about it publicly. It's something that I have like conversations on the road, or like I used to talk to other band guys and other bands, and they'd be like, how do I find this? Like, how do I?
Yeah.
I even mentioned this to Shabuzi like a year ago. And he's like, how do I find what you guys have?
Aww.
And I was like, you want the truth?
Please.
I was like, find your favorite person in the world that you want to hang out with all the time and do not touch her. Marry her. I was like, but spend time to make sure she's not crazy.
Yeah.
But like, that is like what you're looking at here. Like we spent 2.5 years of practicing patience and restraint and all of those things as you do to try and wait for marriage, which is incredibly difficult when you're obsessed with the person. It was really hard, but like
2.5 years is
that's a
long
long
time.
time.
Especially when hormones are raging.
Well, he used to be like, I'm not getting married till I'm 30. And I said, you let me know who she is because I am not called to be a nun.
Yeah.
So Godspeed, God bless, but not for me. And he just like was so respectful and wonderful. And now I look back and I'm so thankful because there's never a time you don't need self-control in sex.
Yeah.
And we both practice self-control together. So like, there's not a doubt in my mind of how I can trust him. Like it doesn't even cross my mind because of how trustworthy he proved himself to be.
Yeah. You've seen the reps.
Yeah. And I just think
the hardest part when he's the most attracted to you.
Yes.
Like he couldn't be objectively attracted to anybody else more. He couldn't be emotionally and physically.
Yeah.
He couldn't be.
I mean, I hope not.
And so to show the restraint and self-control is crazy.
Yeah.
Like that is hard work.
Yeah. And, you know, because my trust had been so broken.
Yeah.
And it really proved how trustworthy he is. And it's just, I've watched it play out so many times. And I said this to a friend of his, and he wasn't happy I said it, but I'm known to tell the truth. And I was like, bro, you've done this your way for a long time. Like, how about you try it my way? And he was like, not interested. I was like, okay, but like, this is the second most important decision of your life. Like, who do you say Jesus is? And who do you marry? Because those are the lifelong decisions you have. And when I started dating people that I was like, okay, who do I want to raise my kids? That changed the standard I had. Because I kept being like, oh, I can work with this.
Yeah.
I got it. It'll be fine. And I'm like, but what if something ever happened to me? Like, who is the father of my children actually is like incredibly important. And it shifted, it made it clearer when there were so many like things on the horizon. You're like, could be. So anyway, I just think like I've watched it play out so many times, and I've watched friends get married and be deceived and all of that.
Oh my gosh.
And I'm like, I just think sex conceals so much. It hides so much. And like, you don't really see the person for who they are. And then you're attached to someone chemically that you can't see them clearly. And it's just an important decision. Not an easy one.
Not an easy one, especially if you're already doing it.
Yeah.
I think it's really hard to justify.
You just have to, I mean, you just can't put yourself in the situations. You can't be in the same bed.
No,
you can't, you watch a movie upright. You know what I mean? Like, you got to do.
But that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, like have friends around. Like, if we would have had apartments without roommates.
Game over.
No.
I remember one.
You got to like have some buffers.
I remember a pastor saying, take the doors. If you're going to have a girlfriend, take the doors off of the hinges and make sure you have a roommate to ensure there is no blockade for you to get into shenanigans. And it just shows like sometimes those ridiculous things like taking the door off the door hinges is needed for the purpose of the kingdom. Like, and it's really freaking hard to justify that when you're ready to go.
Yeah. It just makes your brain so clouded.
Yeah.
And like, this is an important decision you want to make sober-minded.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, because it's like you think back, and this is like personal experience and experience with like friends and people that I've seen like in long relationships. You look back at it and you're like, how did you last so long? Like, why did you stay for so long? Like, it just doesn't make sense when you say everything back.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's hard to kind of reconcile with the fact that it's because we had this physical, spiritual, emotional bond. And like, I couldn't, like, I knew that I deserved more, or they knew, and they just like can't come to that decision because they're just like so bonded to that person.
I don't think they see it as that though. I don't think they see sex
not
as
till you're out of it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's not till later.
Which is really hard.
And I think it's even hard to come to that realization of like the reason why I didn't leave, or I felt so drawn and connected to them and like wanted to make it work, is because we had had sex. Like, I think that that's a rare conclusion to come to in today's day and age. But I believe it's like just the reality that like it is for everybody.
I think it's science backed. Like, I'm pretty sure there's literally science behind it. Even though like,
but it's like people in today's world want to just like undermine the power of sex, and it's casual and, you know, whatever. And so people don't give it the weight that it really has.
Yeah.
It is. It's incredibly vulnerable. Like,
it is.
It's not just something to like slap around, you know, it's just, it's hard to watch when you see it go down. Like, there's no, honestly, hear me when I say it, no shame, no judgment. Like, been there. Like, I've made mistakes here. And I think that's why I care so much, because I almost married the wrong person.
Preach.
Like, yeah. Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers, ladies. Like, we're rescued. And I actually remember this, like how I was saying that story of I prayed my ex would cheat on me. God, I want to know what's between us. Like, what are things, like peel the layers back. What's between us? And he just immediately was like, you don't believe I won't let you down. And I was married to Russell at this point. And I thought of my ex, and it all came rushing to my head of how I was allowed to get heartbroken. And that's kind of how I saw it. And he was like, I didn't let you down. I saved you. And I remembered that I had prayed that he would cheat on me. And he literally like rescued me, you know? He was right for someone else, just not for me.
Sure.
And all of a sudden I was so overcome with like compassion for him that I walked out. Russ was leading worship at this church we were at. And I just walked out of the back doors and I called him. And
I'm so sorry.
Yes. You called your ex?
Yes. It's a wild story.
While Russell's up there.
Yeah, while Russell's leading worship. Yeah, my husband. And I just knew he wouldn't.
Did he answer?
Yeah.
And he goes, on the first ring, he's like, I knew you'd call.
Well, no, he just
Is
immediately, yeah. Well, at the time he wasn't.
Okay.
But he goes, are you okay? Didn't even say hi.
Oh, wow. Oh, that's sweet.
He was like, are you okay? And I was like, yeah, I'm okay. I just realized I never told you I prayed you would cheat on me.
Wow.
And I was like, I had to call you and set you free. And I told him the whole thing that happened. And he was like, he just starts crying. And I really felt like God's heart towards him in that moment. And I just all of a sudden just like started speaking life over him. I was like, you are this and you are that. And you're not going to repeat like patterns from your parents, or like when you became a believer, like you changed the bloodline of your family. Like it was this whole thing. I couldn't believe it was happening when it was happening. He's crying. And I was like, I just want to set you free. Like I forgave you a long time ago. I need you to forgive yourself.
Yeah.
And because he used to come to town like every month after I broke up with him to try and get me back. And like, he's like, I'll never mess anything up. Like I messed this up, you know? And I knew he just wasn't letting himself go. I said, you're going to be a great husband and a great father someday.
Oh, I cannot imagine what that did to that man.
And he was like, I'm dating a girl. I think she's the one.
Oh my gosh.
And I was like, I really hope it is. And turns out it was. They got married.
Oh my gosh.
They got married. And then months or years later, I was actually a photographer in New York. And I was like taking photos for a friend walking around the city. And we passed Carnegie Hall. So he played trumpet and like he plays in the army band now and like the whole thing.
Please, Kailey.
Totally different life. Totally different life.
Wow.
Yeah. But his dream was to play Carnegie Hall. And I walked past it in New York and I saw it and I was like, hadn't thought of him in months. And I was like, I wonder if he's ever got to play here. And I keep walking, taking pictures of my friends.
Stop.
On the street corner.
I'm scared.
And all of a sudden I'm like crouched down on the street corner in New York City. And I feel a tap on my shoulder. And I look up.
Please.
And it's him.
You're kidding.
I was like, what? And he was like, hi. And I met her. And
wait, were they married at this point?
I don't know. Engaged, maybe.
Okay.
And
oh my God.
So I'm taking photos of a friend, and she had never met him, right? It was such a sweet and healing moment. Like, it felt like I ran in, because we were all friends. I've only dated people I was friends with. I just have a thing about it.
Yeah.
So we had the whole same friend group. It literally felt like I saw like one of the other guys from the friend group. Like, it did not, like, the pain had been taken away. Like everything was disarmed, I guess, in that moment. And I just was like, oh my gosh, so good to see you. Hug him, hug his wife. I was like, I just thought of you because I just passed Carnegie Hall. And we walk away, and my friend is like, who was that? And I was like, that was my ex-boyfriend. She's like, what? That was him? Like, why was that so nice? Like, why was that? And I was like, and I told her the whole story. I was like, God, like, healed me and him.
Yeah.
And now, like, follow him and his wife on socials and cheer them on, and super cool and cordial. Like, we don't keep in touch, but like,
sure.
I honestly message his wife more than anyone. She'll message me here and there. And it's just crazy, like, how God can like heal something like that.
And I'm sure your words just did a number on him, like, from the Lord through you, like, did something to his spirit.
Yeah, it was special. Like, it was emotional for me too, you know? And freeing.
Good on you. That also was probably really hard. Like, you probably felt so much peace and clarity to do because you walked out while your husband was leading worship. But like, it's so obvious that the pull to do that was probably inspired from God to release him from something that was weighing him down for so long.
And of course, for us, I was like, well, you're not going to believe what I did.
I left your set to call my ex. But
he was like, what?
Hear me out.
But he's the same thing. He was like, are you all right? Like, what? And I was like, I just really had this, I was like overcome with compassion.
Oh my gosh.
For him. And I was like, and honestly, that's like when I think God does healing. I was, total tangent story, but also in New York City. And this woman was walking in front of me up the subway steps. And we're there with like Russ's whole team, like his label, everyone. And she was limping and like carrying a suitcase up these steps. And I think Russ grabbed her suitcase and was like, let me carry that for you. And all of a sudden I was like, I have to pray for her. Like, she does not have to be hurt. And I start to pray for her. Well, she speaks Spanish. Luckily, I speak Spanish.
Sorry?
So all of a sudden, I started praying in Spanish. And
I'm sorry, you speak Spanish? You
can
pray in
not
Spanish?
Like great, like enough, you know? And the head of his label is standing right here. And I'm literally like on the ground praying for this lady's leg in Spanish. And all of a sudden, I was like, walk, like, camina, like, walk. And does it still hurt? And she like starts walking and she's like, fine. Right? Like, God heals her.
Oh my gosh.
Sorry?
It was incredible. Because, I did missions photography. Like, I saw some crazy stuff. So I was like, I know he can do it.
You've seen it. You've been on
but
the
I've
battleground.
also prayed and it doesn't happen. Right? And so I was wrestling after that. I was like, why? Why then? And he was like, because you had compassion on her.
Oh my gosh, chills.
And I was like,
please.
Oh. And I went to the Bible. And of course, like, not every time, but lots of times when he healed them, it said, and he had compassion on them.
Wow.
And
oh
he
my
had
gosh.
compassion on them. And I was like, like, that's the secret. Like, I was so moved.
Yeah.
I was like, you don't have to live like this.
Yeah.
And the same thing happened with him in an emotional healing way. I was like, I was so moved by compassion for him that like God did like a miraculous healing, and truly both of us.
But it takes also obedience on your part to do that.
It's scary.
Mm-hmm.
Praying for healing is like one of the scariest things, because you're like, I know you can. I just don't know if you will.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like, I don't ever want to be the reason it doesn't happen.
Yeah.
Like, I would rather like not be good at it, right? Or get it wrong, or not be successful at it, than him be like, I wanted you to do that. You were too afraid.
I think the amount of people that don't do it out of fear or judgment or embarrassment.
I'm like, if he doesn't, that's on him.
It's on him.
It's not on me.
Totally.
But I'm gonna be obedient.
Holy smokes, Kailey. That is amazing.
Thanks. I love seeing him show off. Like, I love seeing him do impossible things, you know? It like fires me up.
Can you speak about Jesus in Spanish to that woman? Did you?
No, I mean, I said, en el nombre de Jesús, like, in the name of Jesus. En el nombre de Jesus.
That is so cool.
But I was like, I just kept remember saying, I was like, donde duele? Like, where does it hurt? And it's probably not right. Like, I get the conjugations wrong all the time.
Sure, but
like, you get the vibe.
Yeah, you get the gist.
Well, mind you, I stand up and he goes, pardon later. He's like, what the hell was I was like, God just healed her. And he's like, what? He goes, first of all, you speak Spanish. Second of all, like, it was just such a cluster.
Oh my
God. Like, I have no idea what just happened. And I was like, God wanted to heal
What
her.
did Russell do? Was he like,
way ahead.
My wife?
No, like honestly, I stayed back. It was pretty dangerous, honestly, because I kept walking with him and I was towards the end of the pack. And I was like, I can't keep walking. And I just turned around. And the head of his label turned around with me because he's like, I'm not going to let Kales alone in the subway.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
So Russ didn't even notice. And then I walked up to him after and I was like, a lady's leg just got healed, like her knee. And he was like, what?
Oh my god.
And I was like, I couldn't stand it. I was like, I have to pray for her. And he was like, what? And he was like, that's amazing. He has the gift of faith though. So like he honestly has the gift of healing because I think healing and faith coincide.
Sure.
And so he prays for people like all the time. I'm not the one that necessarily stops, but I couldn't not.
That is such a beautiful story.
It was fun.
Thank you for sharing that.
I'm always like, God, I want to do more of this. But
That's
it really
so
it's on me, you know?
Yeah.
That is so impactful.
Yeah, that's so cool.
And just like so re-energizing and motivating that like God can do it with those nudges.
Mm-hmm.
Truly.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I'm really sensitive to motives.
Yeah.
So like if I would have been like, I'm going to pray for her so that everyone can see God can do it or that I can pray, and like she wouldn't have been healed.
Brutal. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And I think that's why the compassion piece is so important. It's like, it's a heart thing.
Mm-hmm.
How has your faith played out in this industry? Because this industry is tough and friendships are important. There's a lot that goes on behind the scenes.
Yeah.
What has that looked like?
It's interesting. I would say these days my circle's a lot smaller. If it's not a reciprocal friendship, it's not happening. Not in the season. Like there have been seasons I've poured out and poured out and poured out and been that friend. But in this season with Russell touring like he is, having 2 kids, I'm working on a book, which is very exciting.
She's working on a book.
Very exciting. And I also, we tore our whole house down accidentally. So my plate is very, very full. And so there's a lot of things I'm looking at that I'm like, I can't carry that right now.
Yeah.
My hands are full. And that's okay for seasons. I used to be pretty unhealthy in how I would insist on helping rescue people and inserting myself and cleaning up messes, and because I care, like it is the compassion thing. I care a lot. But at some point, like it was my oldest brother, wisest person I know personally, because that man has read the Bible like 17 million times. Wow. And so he, like any wisdom from God you want, he's got it. This isn't a Bible verse, but it is wisdom. He said, Kales, you have to stop putting out the fires of arsonists. And that like shook me to my core because I was doing that habitually. I was like, why am I spending time away from my kids and my husband to fix people's mistakes that I very intentionally and very costly did not make?
Yeah.
And yet still my energy is going to it.
To add on to that, some people want to set the fires.
Yes.
No matter what
they don't know how to not.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's like their nervous system needs the chaos or something. And I just was oblivious to that.
They're like addicted to the toxicity.
But it's hard when you're in it.
I like peace, bro.
Yes.
Yeah.
But it's hard because you're like, what is God's heart behind this? Like, what would Jesus be doing on this earth? I always think about The Chosen, like that the Chosen has done a lot for our faith.
Yeah.
And in really difficult situations, I literally picture him in the show. And I know it's Jonathan Rumi, but it's like, what are you doing in this space? Is it discernment and wisdom and boundaries? Or is it selflessly loving and forgiving and like recklessly going after them?
Yeah.
It's hard. And I think like having really stable and grounded community speaking into that, but also wisdom and scripture. But sometimes there are subjective situations and it's like, how in the world do I discern this? Where's the line for you? And how do you draw that line? Because that line can take 2 years to draw and it can take a lot of prayer to draw, but you also want to reflect the love of God. So it's like, how do you do that?
Find that balance.
Loving way.
Yeah.
I was on the beach in January
It always
this year.
starts with the beach.
It always starts with the beach.
God works at that
And
beach.
I was reading my Bible, and I can't tell you that verse off the top of my head, but it was the verse that said, bear one another's burdens, for each one has been dealt their own load. And it just like hit me like a ton of bricks because I was like, wait, I'm going to look this up because there's a difference between burden and load. And burdens are extraordinary circumstances. Like we're talking cancer, someone loses a parent,
right.
Really heavy, hard things, out of the ordinary things.
That they probably didn't put on themselves.
Yeah. Exactly.
Okay.
And or loss of a job or loss of a child, like any of those things are like outside of normal life because a load represents your everyday life. So it's bear one another's burdens, for everyone has been dealt their own load.
Ooh, that's good.
Unpack it.
And I was carrying people's
loads.
Yeah.
That's my line for me. I'm like, am I carrying the life decisions that you've chosen? Or am I picking up the pieces of something that came and wrecked your world?
When did you decide to unpack the difference between those two words? Was it when you read that scripture?
Yeah. Literally, I was on the beach and I saw it and I was reading my Bible and it just hit me.
Holy
And I was
smokes.
like, I need to look into this. And I was like, I'm carrying a lot of people's loads. And I read one of the best books I read a long time ago was The Best Yes by Lisa TerKeurst.
I love her.
Love. Oh. And she talks about how I was a habitual yes. Yes, I'll help you. Yes, 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 I'll help you. And she said, and I'll never forget it, it was like every yes comes with a no. So you may be afraid to say no to someone, but you are already saying no to someone. So when I'm saying yes to sitting on the phone for hours helping this friend with a relationship, I'm saying no to hours with my husband and my kids.
Yeah.
Every yes has a no.
Yeah.
Every single one. And so I was like, how do you have the best yes? How do I have the yes that I want?
So good.
And there are people who need to be told, go help people. And then there's people who need to be told, go home and help your own family and help yourself. And I was the latter.
Thank you for sharing that. That is, I think, like something everyone needs to hear.
It took a lot of growth. And I honestly, it was funny. We have a running joke with my brother and sister-in-law. I realized I had to separate in my mind tiers of people or circles, however you want to see it. And I was giving so much of my time to tier 4 people, tier 5 people. Meanwhile, my best friend, maid of honor in my wedding, tier 1. I guess she'd be tier 2 if my family's tier 1. Tier 2, I hadn't had a coffee date with her in years. But I was having coffee dates with some acquaintance that I had in college who was like, hey, can we get coffee?
Yeah.
And I'm like, sure.
Yeah.
And I had to be intentional about sitting with my week and being like, what do I want to do this week? Instead of what do people want me to do this week? And it just changed everything. And so the inside joke with my brother and sister-in-law, I was telling them this and they're like, what tier are we? Like, well, you're tier blood. Okay. So like tier blood.
Yeah.
And you know, my immediate family, me, Russell, and my children is the actual tier blood. And then family, then best friends, you know, like I had to, there was a way disproportionate spending of my time.
So I have a question. When you talk about like not bearing people's loads and like kind of realizing the different tiers and where you want to spend your time, how did you go about making those changes? Because I feel like that's kind of sensitive to going from being someone's person that they unload every day on to like having those boundaries.
I don't know that I am the professional.
Yeah.
This is just a me trait, a downside that I have. When I get stressed, I retreat. I slowly put distance. I don't know that that's the right route. There's only been 1 or 2 instances that I've had to have a conversation about disagreements or just like someone who was just bent on misunderstanding me. And I just said, I would love to repair this because I care so much about you. But until your goal is reconciliation, I cannot step in this arena. I'm not going to just step here for you to lie about me and try to bully me into accepting the narrative you've created. That was really painful for me. I haven't had to have a lot of these conversations. I am very picky about who I let close. But yeah, I kind of let time do its thing. Be less available. Don't answer the phone. Someone would call, 4 or 5 different times and I'll pick up on like the 5th time. So it's not like a total blocking necessarily, but it's like you don't get all of this access and all of this time when it's so limited for me right now. There's probably healthier ways. You should probably ask a professional.
No,
I don't think
so
I know,
good.
but I kind of let time
Yeah. No, that's so real though, because I think that's something that everyone deals with to an extent at some point in their life. And like nobody really knows how to handle it.
No.
So
I think there's people you do have to have the conversation. And I think there are people that you can let things kind of fade. And there's a time and a season for everything.
Right.
Like someone doesn't have to be a lifer, you know? I think I get to be so picky because our best friend from college are everything. Like we still have the same exact crew, like 20 something people. They all kind of married each other, guys and girls.
The dream.
It is the dream.
Yeah.
And now we're like raising our kids together.
Oh my gosh.
And like, it's everything, you know? And like, we pray all the time. We're like, God, like divorce will not be mentioned among us. Like it will not happen in this sphere, you know, and we protect it. We fight for each other's marriages. We pray for each other. It is so sweet and wonderful, but I don't know where we would be without them. It's so grounding because people will be like, how has things changed? Or have you got, I'm like, they wouldn't let us change even if we tried. They'd be like, get your butt back here.
Yeah.
Like that's not you. It's been such a gift.
Yeah.
To have them for sure.
Wow, that's amazing. What a blessing. Okay, speaking of marriage.
Yes.
And being grounded during these seasons and where you're at right now with babies, what's one thing you and Russell do a really good job at to stay intact, stay on the same playing field, whether it's like fun, emotional, spiritual, whatever? Like, is there something between you two that you guys hold tight?
Yeah. I obviously, like I said prior, we prioritize sex. Think it's important. We talk a lot, like incessantly. Like when he's gone, I'll just like leave him on speaker phone. Like when I'm like making breakfast for the kids, like we try to do life together even when we're apart. We communicate. And he's been so, like I said, I tend to retreat when I get like upset or my feelings get hurt. I'm not confrontational. I do not want to hash something out. No, I will turtle in shell. See you later. Yeah. I'll take a nap. That's how I deal with stress. And so it's been, gosh, I don't even know the last time we had some kind of fight, but he can feel me pull away. He is like a good radar for it. And be like, you're going to sit here and you're going to tell me why I hurt your feelings, or you're going to sit here and we're going to talk about it. Because honestly, like you can tell when something's off or the peace is gone and we're really, like I said, we love peace. We protect peace in our home for sure. Like we just don't let stuff fester. There's no ego. Like I'm right, you're wrong. There's just no space for that. Like you're supposed to be one. Like you're supposed to be a unit.
Yeah. I think this is what everyone's looking for.
Yeah.
I fear this is what everyone wants. Like even just looking at the personality of like, I know you and I love you so well. I see you're retreating. Let's talk. And also knowing where that line is of like, okay, Kailey needs her time. Like just let her go. But also now being a mom, I'm sure that also looks different of like how you have those conversations. You know what I mean? Like what if you're in the middle of something where you need to be unpacking, but you have 2 toddlers to take care of? What do you do? Do you know what I mean?
It. I'm shockingly good at compartmentalizing. Most girls like aren't, but I was raised by boys.
Yeah.
So I think I'm able, and thank God, because
you have 5 brothers, right? Okay.
And honestly, thank God. We used to joke like this is a back lounge conversation because we lived on a bus with band and crew, like 12 dudes.
Yeah.
And so I couldn't just be like, hey, that hurt my feelings when you said that.
Yeah.
Like I had to table some stuff and like use wisdom and not fight in front of people. And like, so we would always be like, this is a back lounge conversation. But yeah, it's like protect the peace. Yeah. So I got pretty good at that. We live our life very socially. Touring is funny. Like they're your employees, but then also your roommates. And so you can't just have any conversation you want. Yeah. We've been doing that for years. So the kid piece is like, yeah, we've already been doing this.
Yeah.
But I think that's why I care so much about people's dating life, because if it's not easy and fun when you're dating, like life just gets so hard.
Yeah.
And having kids is the most unbelievable blessing in my life, but it's hard and you don't get to have the conversations like you did. And if your relationship is hard without external hard,
brutal.
Run.
Life is hard. Like it should be easy and it should be fun.
Yeah.
You should love hanging out with each other. They should make you laugh.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that.
You know, it should, like there are 7 billion people. Come on.
Yeah. Find a
like
different one.
yeah, you do not need to sit here and be like, yeah, that'll work.
I saw a TikTok a few nights ago, and I was reading the comments because, of course, that's just like the funniest. It's where the comedians are, the real world comedians. The video was of her, she's an adult, but it was her parents being crazy at 8 p.m., 9 p.m., like wrestling, just like running around the house like psychos. And they're like, it's not dogs that hit witching hour, it's the parents that hit witching hour. And the comments said, my favorite thing growing up was falling asleep to hearing my parents laugh.
Oh, stop. That's so
I love
cute.
that.
And it was like, I mean, everything you're talking about, your marriage, it's like, obviously it's not perfect. It's not what we're saying. But it's such a clear picture of what you're aiming for, of just like two best friends being one. And like, yes, it's not easy. And you have a grueling career that's very difficult, but it sounds like you're making it so freaking beautiful and lovely. It's not easy. I don't know. It's just really encouraging, and it's really beautiful to see, like, you guys have your own identity, but who you are in each other is clearly best friends. And without even knowing, you're gonna do something to those boys. Like, they're gonna see this is what marriage looks like.
Oh, absolutely.
That makes me want to cry.
I mean, please.
Yeah, it's sweet.
Yeah, it's very encouraging. So thank you for sharing all of that.
Oh, happy to.
Well, this was such an encouraging conversation. Thank you so much for coming on here.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Can you share where people can find you?
Just at Kailey Dickerson.
Side stage.
And she's side stage. And on socials at Kailey Dickerson. Kailey is spelled like Bailey's and cream, but with a K.
Arguably the only way to spell Kailey.
Thank you. I agree. But to other Kayleys out there, no shade.
Shade. Well, thank you for coming.
Thanks for having me.